I'm Rob Powers. Friends call me Robbie. Real name's Robert. I am a 19-year-old music education major attending Central Michigan. I have plans to be some form of music teacher, whether that's trumpet or band. I grew up in Brighton, Michigan, played trumpet then and now. I was born in Seattle, which is a long ways from here. Yeah, so when I was born 7 weeks early, quite premature, and I had a blood clot in my left leg. It was about up here by the point that they decided to amputate it in order for me to live. If they hadn't, I wouldn't be around. So I'm very happy that they did that. So I've been living with the lack of a left leg my whole life. Don't really know any different, which is nice, because I never really had to learn how to do anything different, which is really cool. I started out with a walker and then moved to crutches, armband crutches. Highly recommend. Those are much better than the armpit ones. Good stuff. Prosthetic came in. I was about 2, I think. Kind of was just a socket with a foot on a metal rod. There wasn't much going on. I didn't need to because I was 2. So once I got older, the leg started getting more complicated. For a few years, middle school age, there was this rainbow leg that I had. It was probably the coolest thing I ever had, like in my possession ever. And that was really cool. That started having some problems. The knee would collapse and stuff. So I moved to the adult leg when I was, 13. This has hydraulics in it, so that the issue I was having was that the leg would collapse a lot and I'd fall down even if I was just standing there. The adult leg was beneficial because the hydraulics, when I am about to fall or I have fallen, it slows down the mechanism so I don't fall as hard and I don't hurt my butt too much because it hurts. But yeah, I've been living with this my whole life. One of the best questions I've ever gotten is if the foot is real, and I just was baffled by that. Little kids are hilarious when they ask, and I have to explain to them, basically when I was born, my leg got sick, and so it was dying, so the doctors had to take it away. But I'm doing okay now. I got this leg, everything's good. So I get around well. Like I said, I was the high school drum major for 2 years. Came into marching band in high school. Really wanting to continue the trumpet, not thinking I was going to be able to do anything on a field by any means. I think a couple times I kind of walked around the house playing the trumpet to see if I was able to move at all, and I was like, okay, this is going to suck. But so then, I got better at it. Learned a lot at marching band camp my first year, and by my second year was getting pretty used to it, was moving a lot smoother. And then by the end of my sophomore year, I auditioned for the position of drum major and earned that. That was awesome. Great, music educator experience. Basically the whole reason I did it. As well as, just working with kids and having a good time. I've learned a lot from this leg. I've learned a lot from this amputation that for things like band, I played baseball when I was a little kid. That went away due to the fact that the kids who I played with that were a year younger than me were a lot better than me. So, you learn that you can't do everything great, but you learn that you can do everything, as long as you set your mind to it. A lot of it was just adapting. I don't do everything the same way everyone else does. You see me on the marching band field, I'm still limping around, like a goofball, but, I'm trying to make up for it and blowing my brains out and screaming at the sky with the trumpet. I've had a lot of times where I've fallen down and I get really stressed out. And the winter time hates me, even though Christmas is my favorite holiday because I was born on the 24th. I get stressed out. Totally. It happens. Mom still catches herself holding my hand as we're stepping down from a curb, and I'm like, Mom, I'm an adult, and she just wants to protect me, of course. And she loves me or whatever. But it's people didn't have a lot of doubts. It was more about me doubting myself and being able to do things like marching band. I mean, like at first I was like, they're standing there having all the kids like we're coming and recruit us and stuff and saying, hey, you guys really should do it. And I'm like sitting there, I'm like, crap, I don't think I can do this, And I was like, is there some way I can do band without doing marching band? And there wasn't, because my high school required it. You had to do one, you had to do both. I just try harder and accept the fact that it might not be perfect, but I'm giving it my best. Don't give up. My mom's motto for me, basically anytime I fell over or fell down or whatever, was pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and start all over again. There's no better, motto to go by, in my opinion. And that goes for everything. If you bomb a test, alright, you bombed the test. You'll look it over, review what you got wrong, either retake the thing or just kick butt on the next one.